Hey guys, Samurai here, back again with another video, and today I'm here to talk about Pokemon Journeys. And that's the latest series of the Pokemon anime that is currently airing right now. And I've been thinking, Pokemon Journeys has a lot of characters. And you know what I miss when Pokemon trainers used to have full teams? Well, this isn't a problem with Journeys itself, it's something that the anime has happened recently, where they start to feel more like Digimon protagonists, where they have one monster rather than a full team. So I was thinking, what if I gave characters full teams like they would have gotten in DP or Best Wishes? So here are 6 characters that I'm about to do, and I'm about to give them full teams. Keep in mind, I did this video as a list kind of video, so if you saw my new team for Ash Ketchum video, it's kind of like that. While I didn't really script that video, I had a list of Pokemon I wanted to give them, so it's going to work like that, so just a disclaimer. First up, Ash's wannabe rival Rinto. Man, I miss this dude. Rinto was such a cool character, but that's besides the point. What would Rinto's full team be? Well, in my opinion, I think Rinto's full team would be his Glade, which would be his starter, a Sceptile, which would be the starter he would get from Professor Birch if we assume he's from the Hoenn region, Bisharp, Scizor, Zangoose, and Samurott. Well, I'll explain my choices. Glade is his starter. Well, it's not a starter Pokemon, it's his unofficial starter. It is his first Pokemon, if we're assuming it is, and it's the Pokemon he's seen with in the anime, so it's his only canonical Pokemon. This Glade can also Mega Evolve. I just didn't mention that because I didn't think it was referenceable, but if we were to see Rinto again, let's say in a later tournament, if Journeys did do that, we might possibly see this Glade evolve. Next up, Sceptile. Sceptile is a green Pokemon like Glade, and they're like Sukkot, so why not just give him the Sceptile? Wally had a Grovyle in the manga, so it might work. Not to mention, Sceptile's pretty cool, just like Rinto. They're both cool collected green dudes who like to use cutting type moves. Next up, we have Bisharp. Now, Bisharp, you might think, why would you give him Bisharp? Well, Bisharp's Pokedex entries usually talk about how it's cold and calculating, and how it can handle a troop with no issue. I thought, that makes perfect sense for Rinto. He's a very cold, calculating, analytical dude, and Bisharp fits perfectly for that. Not to mention, it's another cutting-based Pokemon. You can see a trend where I'm trying to go with. Following up Bisharp, we have Scizor. Scizor, again, it's like the same as I chose Bisharp, except while its Pokedex entry doesn't have it naming how it can lead troops, it's a sleek, steel-type Pokemon with amazing cutting powers that we've seen in the anime multiple times. Not to mention, it just looks cool, sleek, just like Rinto. If it was green, I would give it to Rinto. In fact, Scyther is already green, so we can just say he got a Scyther and evolved it. Zangoose. Zangoose is another claw cutting based Pokemon that I think really fits Rinto. It's a home based Pokemon, which is the region we're assuming he hails from because he has a Ralt. Not to mention, Zangoose is just really cool, and its moves like Crush Claw could really help out Rinto in a PWC match. And finally, Samurott. I don't like it when Ash is the only character in the anime to not get more than one starter. Like, I like it when rivals get more than one starter too, because Samurott would fit perfectly for Rinto. Samurott is the formidable Pokemon, and Rinto doesn't like fighting people who are weaker than him. Samurott and Rinto are a perfect match. I've never seen a better match for Samurott in the training before. Next up, we have Hoji, or Hoji, depending on your dub. Hoji appeared fairly early in the series in the Fluke Cup and then reappeared in the Absol episode. And while we did get to see him having a Mightyena and a Hariyama, we didn't really get to see him use any other Pokemon. And I really wanted him to return again, not maybe as a rival, but maybe as like a competitive friend for Ash, I don't know. So Hoji's team would most likely be Mightyena, his first Pokemon, if we're assuming it was Mightyena and not Hariyama. Grovyle, his starter that he got from Professor Birch. I know I gave Sceptile to the last guy and I'm giving Grovyle to this guy. However, I give him Grovyle because Grovyle just exudes cool teen energy, and Hoji is probably the liquid teen who probably likes cool Pokemon, so Grovyle fits. Hariyama is a Pokemon that he canonically has. Exploud, it's a home Pokemon, and not to mention since Hoji is kind of having that delinquent design, he would most likely plays music too loud, and Exploud is the perfect Pokemon for that. Mega Manectric. Now, Manectric was a weird one. I honestly think if there was a Mega Pokemon he would use, it would be Mega Manectric, because he doesn't have an electric type, and Manectric is a really good electric type to get. Not to mention, it's a Hoenn Pokemon. It perfectly fits him. Hoenn region, Mega Evolution, and not having the type he needs. Bada bing, bada boom. Everything works out. And finally, Ninjas, to give some good variety to the team. As we have a lot of heavyweight Pokemon and Pokemon on 4 legs, it's nice to have a Pokemon that can fly and is pretty quick. Next up, we have one of our main characters is Koharu, or Chloe if you want to go by the dub. Anyways, let's get started with Chloe's team. It'll be Boltund. This would be if Yamper got more focused and eventually evolved. G-Max Eevee. Hopefully this is what Eevee turns into, and I think that's what they're leading into, but we just don't know at this point in the anime. Galarian Ponyta, from the one episode she had it and was venturing with it. A lot of people wanted her to catch it, and I'm in that group of people who wanted her to catch it. I think it was really cute, and I actually loved that episode. Female Nidoran. Honestly, I just think female Nidoran and Koharu fit together. That's pretty much it. There's not much to display why I think these two would make a good pairing. It's just, it looks nice. Delcatty, honestly, I gave her this Pokemon because it's the most cat-like Pokemon we have that isn't a part of the Meowth line, and that isn't Glameow and evolves into Perargly. I really feel that Koharu really fits with the Glameow, and honestly, we don't see it in the anime enough, so I think it would be really cool for her to have it. Not to mention, it's a normal type, and she already has Eevee, but this normal type adds some pizzazz, and actually would probably get developed well, and wouldn't be forced. And then finally, Kirlia. I think Kirlia fits Koharu a lot. Eventually, if she does evolve, I could see it being the end of her journey where she evolves into a full Gardevoir and actually uses a Mega Evolution, but that's something for the far future, and honestly, in the series, I would only see it evolving into a Kirlia. Next up, we have the two Project Mew trainers, Tsurugi and Asahi. I'll do Tsurugi first. Tsurugi will have Single Strike Urshifu, of course, the Pokemon he canonically has. Luxray. This Luxray would use its X-ray vision to help with Project Mew missions and just in general. It is a very quick Pokemon, quick on its feet, along with a lot of electric type moves. It'd be very useful for certain Project Mew missions. Next up, we have Spiritomb. Now, Spiritomb is a weird case. I decided to give him Spiritomb because it's a Pokemon based on ruins. I could see a Project Mew episode where a Spiritomb is causing trouble and Tsurugi sent to go stop it. Tsurugi will probably add it to his team due to its power. Not to mention it being Ghost and Dark type, only having Fairy type as a real weakness would be excellent for him. Next up, we have Mega Houndoom. Now I know what you're all thinking, Mega Houndoom? That doesn't really make sense. Well, it kind of matches Tsurugi's color scheme. Tsurugi's color scheme has a lot of dark red, so I think it really works for him. Not to mention, Mega Houndoom can learn a couple of fighting type moves. While these fighting type moves are transfers, breeding, or tutorial moves, and not through natural level up, I think it still counts because this is the anime and we're allowed to break some rules. Not to mention, giving him a Mega Evolution would totally make sense. He would need powerful Pokemon to help with those Project Mew missions if he's constantly fighting Pokemon that are pseudo or actual legendaries. Next up, we have Tyranitar. Tyranitar is an insanely powerful Pokemon. Not to mention, its Dex entry reads that it could destroy mountains. That'd be insanely helpful for the more power-based and battle-based Project Mew missions. Against Pokemon like Registeel, Regirock, Articuno, or Moltres, I could see a Tyranitar can be very useful with its Dark and Rock type, and with its near invulnerability. And finally, we have Cobalion. Now, a lot of you guys are thinking, a legendary, who is this guy, Tobias? And ignoring peak fiction aside, giving him Cobalion makes a lot more sense when you consider that Project Mew is literally catching Pokemon and working their way up to Mew. I think he would actually catch a Cobalion due to its powerful stature and nature, and its Steel type, a type he doesn't have coverage for. Not to mention, it's pretty fast on its feet, similar to Luxray, except it can use moves like Sacred Sword. So I think Cobalion would be a valid member of his team. And now for Asahi, she would have Rapid Strike Urshifu, the Pokemon she's canonically known to have. And then following up Rapid Strike, she would probably have a Milotic. Now you're probably wondering, why do we give her a Milotic? Well, the same reason why we gave Tsurugi a Pokemon like Houndoom and Tyranitar, because he has a type that already matches it. Milotic already matches Rapid Strike Urshifu and is pretty powerful. Have you seen Wallace use it? That thing's a beast. Next up, we have Latias. Now you might be thinking, Latias? Now you're repeating legendaries again? Well, Latias is a pretty cute legendary and it's very happy-go-lucky. I like Latias and I think it fits her. By the way, my friend Spire helped me out with this video. You should go check out his music. He's pretty dope. He'll probably be in the description or iCard. But yeah, Latias would be very cool. I think they fit together well. Not to mention Project Mew probably got it to help with Project Mew missions. Mega Ampharos. Now, a lot of Asahi's Pokemon, the vibe she gives off is that she likes cute but very powerful Pokemon, like Pokemon that have like appearances that are very appealing, but you know, are very strong. Mega Ampharos is literally that. It's adorable, but you know, it could sure pack a punch. Vespiquen, another Pokemon that looks very appealing to the eye, and it could very, like, you know, it's very strong, you know, very good. And we haven't seen many people use a Vespiquen in the anime, and it would probably be very unique to see her use moves like Swarm or Bug Buzz in the anime, especially with Vespiquen's unique body type. Next up we have Toxapex. Now Toxapex is the same reason why we gave Sarugi Spiritomb. It's a dark type, and this is a water type that has poison, a type that again she doesn't have coverage for. Not to mention it has solid defense and is really good and competitive. I could definitely see this helping out with some Project Mew missions, putting status effects on Pokemon. Now finally, it's time for Leon. Now you might be saying, but Leon already has a team in the games, and they already revealed Dragapult. And I understand where you guys are coming from, but Leon's team in the game is based on the starter that the player picks. And since Gull's not facing Leon and Ash is, we're going to need to find a Pokemon that, you know, Leon could use to counter Ash. So first, he has his G-Max Charizard. It's Leon's signature Pokemon and his starter that he got from Mustard. Next up, he has Dragapult. Dragapult is the second Pokemon we've seen him with canonically in the series in the Darkest Day, and would be incredibly useful for Leon to use against Ash. Next up we have Drapion. Now a lot of you are probably thinking, why does he have Drapion? Drapion is an absolute beast whenever we see it in the anime. We saw Paul's Drapion once, and it single-handedly soloed half of Ash's team. And having Drapion being used with somebody who's known as the World Monarch, I think a good majority of Ash's team is gonna go out if he had a Drapion. Next up, Aegislash. Yeah, Pokemon he actually has in the games. Aegislash is known for crowning kings, and Leon is literally the World Monarch. This is the perfect Pokemon for him. With great attack and great defense, I could definitely see him be a real threat to Ash's team. Looking at you, Lucario. Next up, Sharpedo. Now you might be saying, but does he already have a dark type in Drapion? Well, Sharpedo's made just so we can have a creative water type. A lot of water types are kind of repetitive, especially in the Galar region, but Sharpedo is very strong and it's vicious when it comes to battling. Not to mention it has a Mega Evolution, so we're referencing Gen 3 and 6 with one Pokemon. And finally, Gigalith. Now you might be thinking, Gigalith? That's random. To be fair, this whole video has been random. Gigalith, I could totally see Leon with. Leon wasn't restricted to Galar-only Pokemon in the game, so why should we restrict them, especially in the anime? With Gigalith, I could definitely see a very unpredictable battle style, and this probably would be the answer to Ash's Dragonite, being a flying type and everything. So, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys like this type of content in the future. I would love to make new teams for characters in DP and Best Wishes to see what I could do with it. While I've seen other people make new teams for Ash's rivals, I felt that was kind of repetitive, so I decided to challenge myself by choosing 6 characters who are in the newest series rather than just all of Ash's rivals, all of Ash's companions. Not that those videos are bad, they're very well made, it's just that I wanted to do something a bit more creative. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Samurai out.